Urgent warning tonight about the alarming rise in deadly germs resistant to antibiotics.
Every year in the United States, 23,000 people at least die from an antibiotic-resistant infection. That's like a jumbo jet crashing every week.
Antibiotics currently are not that profitable because generally the ones that we have are pretty cheap, although they're losing their effectiveness. And so pharmaceutical companies are not very interested in finding new ones. If we have broad spread of resistance to infections, then we will not have the correct compounds to treat them. So in order to combat this, we need publicly funded research that can fund this work that might not be profitable in the short term, that we really need in the long term to protect us from the spread of resistant bacteria. So I'm Allison Walker. I'm an assistant professor in the chemistry and biological science department here at Vanderbilt. I work on developing AI methods for antibiotic discovery. So antibiotics are important because they're used to treat bacterial infections. Historically, a lot of antibiotics have been discovered from bacteria that live in the soil, and these bacteria produce antibiotics because they compete with each other in the soil environment. More recently, we're having problems where we just rediscover the most common antibiotics again, and it's really difficult to find these more rare antibiotics that might not have this resistance problem. In my lab, we use AI to try to address this problem. We look at the genomes of bacteria and we try to predict if they're going to make useful antibiotics or not. And then we go into the lab and actually try to discover these antibiotics and test them and see how useful they're going to be for treating human disease. Currently, we're funded by the NIH for this project, and that's really essential for keeping our research going. The money for the NIH has been used to support the graduate students who work on the work, undergraduates who have stayed over the summer. It also supports the general running of the lab, for example, like the running of fume hoods that keep us safe from the chemicals that we work with. Just general purchase of supplies, the purchase of the bacteria that we work with, and really everything that we do. So without the support from the NIH, there's really no way that we could carry out the research that we are doing, and we would not be able to discover any more antibiotics.